Hey, hey. This is 10 O'Clock Talks. Welcome, welcome. Sunday, March 7th, 2021. Wow. This is like crazy today. Another crazy day. So much information out there. So many ways I could put this. Just want to hang with you for a little bit. Had something else scheduled, but that's going to pop through during the center of the week. So we're doing like a double take here tonight. But anyway, yeah. Do you like the 50s or 60s? No, not music. Weather. 13 days of spring this weekend for Pittsburgh. It's for Pittsburgh, mind you only. I am a based out of Pittsburgh person. So for that reason, I'm saying it. 13 days of spring, 50s and 60s weather to come for a few days, 3-4 days, something like that. It's looking pretty good. I mean, got to get the groove on here on that. Play the music, eat healthy, stay clear-minded, have some fun, get outside, do something, breathe in what we have of fresh air. I mean, you know what that's about, some of you. Anyway, thank you for stopping in, checking us out. I got some things I want to talk about, but I got something really important. I'm going to spell it and say it because I want you to look into this. This is kind of like the hydroxychloroquine drug that Donald Trump told us about. We learned about this other drug from a study where all 800, and I mentioned this before, all 800 employees in the medical field took this medication and not one of them in the environment treating caught COVID. Not one. While another 800 who did not take the medication worked in the environment, 50% of them did not contract the COVID and 50% did. So, weigh your cards there. It's called ivermectin. 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 They pulled it off. They're banning everything on the information on this, just like they did with the other medication that was, once upon a time suggested. This was also up in the Senate where a doctor came forth with a lot of respect and talked on this medication, gave all the stats for it. Ivermectin, 11 cents a pill. 11 cents a pill. Now, I don't know if that would be the selling price through the pharma into your local druggist. It could be double that. I don't know. Please keep that in mind. I thought it was really important to share that with you because it's starting to come to a head again. And still we have a lot of sketchy information on datas and so forth pertaining to, what's going on and long-term this, long-term that. And it's so early in the studies. They're finally getting their hands on stuff to check out these different Johnson & Johnson, all the shots and whatnot. So keep this as a pill form. Talk to your doctor. That's all I can say. I'm just saying. I'm not telling you run out and get it. I'm telling you to do some homework like I did. It has a lot of very, very good information. And it seems like it will be a good product, possibly, if we really need something like that in the future. It totally, within 48 hours, it's gone if you have it. If you take it and you have it. If you take it prior to having it, it doesn't happen. It builds like something in your system and you're good. I don't know. But ivermectin. So, all right, cool. Let me get to some other things here tonight. Something else in Pittsburgh. Just want to do a quick shout. We have a diner that's been around here forever, and I know if you were young once upon a time like I was and many people were in the area, we went out to clubs and bars and so forth. This was the place to go for after, one of them. Or if you just wanted a famous diner dinner, it was Ritter. So just want to give a shout out to those people. Congratulations, 55 years. Now let's get back to America and what's important. So how do I start my night with this? So much I could say, really. VP Harris does an interview with Savannah Guthrie. I'll go this way first. And it seemed like it was kind of harsh, actually. I don't know if there's a tide changing here. Because even on my local news today, I checked in for a little while. Some things seemed a little odd. Like there was a curve. All of a sudden, a little curve. I was noticing things like they're even starting to question what is being seen out here. What's going on? Maybe a lot of people are actually like us on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and so forth, and they're seeing all these things and all these new things that are coming forth. And take this off this package, put that on that package, be less white. I mean, the list goes on. It's endless. So I don't know what's causing it. But anyway, in this interview on the, they're the big hoity-toity people up there, Savannah Guthrie and whatnot. She really pushed hard. Wasn't given the answers from Harris just weren't coming. So to me, she fell under hard scrutiny, and it seemed like a flip in the narrative. And she just really wouldn't put any information out there on the questions being answered. And I thought it was interesting enough to just run that by you real quick and let your thoughts dip into that for a second and see what you notice different maybe this week if you watch. It wasn't good. I mean, there was a lot of pressure. And I seen some other news channels picked up on it as I was flashing through a couple things later. I caught it again, and yeah, they were all on the side of how our VP, Miss Harris, kind of failed at the questions. Just didn't have the answers and so forth. Gave a big runaround and da-da-da-da. Wasn't good. Wasn't good. Spring breakers now. Hey, Miami might have shut the door to you, but Fort Lauderdale said, hey, come on in. And I hear it's rocking down in Fort Lauderdale, spring breakers. Be safe, people. Be safe. Have a great time. For sure. But, stay safe. Treat everybody well. Have respect. I don't know if anybody will see this down there, but I can only say that with the best things in mind for everybody. So, also, I want to say hello to Dory over there. Hi, Dory. How are you? Checked out that white dress. Looked good. Being reporting on Action News this morning here in Pittsburgh, because I don't get everything from Pittsburgh. I share a lot of things from you guys, believe me. I really do. You guys are wonderful. Great source of information, and I'm sure not everybody can see it all. This is why, not so much repetitious, but, I got to throw this out. So they report on our local Action News here, and the doctor spoke on this morning. And basically, he threw a large number of governors under the bus and how a lot of this went down. And this is where I was telling you, I thought there was a twist of the narrative of what I was seeing. I was like, wow, usually they wouldn't have on nothing like this. This would not cut it, a couple weeks ago. Are they annoyed at what they're seeing in the media themselves and on social media? And all these strange executive orders being signed. So, anyway, let me just get with this real quick for you. Doctor spoke on this morning and of COVID and the effects of the old, which was seemed to be what they learned of the important. And they knew a lot early. And if I remember correctly, I believe President Trump spoke on a little bit of that as well. He was concerned for the old. So they already had a pretty good idea where the effects of this would go. This doctor clearly stated that there were many mistakes and failures. There was no great guides or guidelines or anybody, even though I know the president did as much as he could, but the governors, they fought him tooth and nail. And it just says to me that people like Como, 13,000 people, and they knew it, and we know what's going on with that. It's coming out. So this just tells me when you get somebody educated like that comes on and is not afraid to voice his opinion, and now the media is allowing it to be shared. I don't get what the narrative of the change would be, but it was there. It was enlightening. It really was. So, thank you, doctor. Thank you. I appreciate it. It just says, I hope some people get in trouble. I really do. To note something like that and feed the nursing homes that were not even suited to do it, it just created havoc and death. And I feel terrible for all these families and their losses that they incurred. And I feel that that guy, as well as many other people, need to be looked upon and judged fairly. I want to say fairly. I don't even know if that's the proper word, but if they even are treated fairly and this comes out, they'll get their just punishment. They'll get it. So, rock on, because we sure didn't have any great leadership in Pennsylvania. Not at all. We didn't have any. I mean, you got this Rachel Levine that's, discussing sex, this, that, and get children ready for altercation live changes and, just it burns me to the core. It really does. It makes me almost speechless in ways. It angers me. But I'm going to get past that. Also, something else in Washington, and this county here in Pennsylvania, this might be good for everybody across America with these guns. They did something amazing if anybody wants to look into this. It was a real short brief, and it was, again, on a Pittsburgh channel here. And it seems that Greene County and Washington County pretty much talked about this within their own jurisdictional councils. And they put in place a resolution, a protection, if Washington, D.C. or the governors reached down to them and tried to strip them of their rights and ways with all this insurance and violations and all these new enforcements that, pretty much wipe out, the two. And they said by doing this, anything that happens and comes down, they're safe. They're covered. They protected all their people. If you look up in Washington County, PA, I'm sure something will be on there, or Greene County, of a resolution for weaponry and arms. And that would be the best way for me to put it to you. But that's really interesting, too. It really is interesting. So there you have a couple things to the positive, maybe. It's never great to hear about negative, as in the previous statement I just made. There was a lot of failure there. But this here, we have a positive note that other counties, and I would love to see Butler County look into this. Hello. Armstrong County, look into this. Hello. If you're out there, look into this. Look this stuff up. See what they did. Take it in front of the people that run your location in the areas, whether it's a township, a borough, whatever. Be heard. Be heard. Make them put it in place. Protect yourselves. You can have your guns. That's what they're going to do. That's what they did. All right. Something I always try to support on how we live. I really do. I pushed a little out when I first came on. It's so important right now with all this closure, children, schools, stay-at-home jobs. It's just whack. It's whack. Maybe you can, put this in the best way. Live hard, live well, live fun. I mean, if you got to be at home and you're off, and maybe the stimulus is coming now, and unemployment's supposed to get reconnected up and stuff. Failure's there, of course, too. The amazing American rescue plan that didn't happen. And there's so much in question there as well. I mean, I could go on forever. So, yeah, try to live well, eat well. If you need to talk to somebody, talk to somebody. If you see somebody, say hello. Keep that positive vibe out there. Keep it out there for everybody. It's so important. It really is. All right. Strong. All right, let me check and see what I got here. All right. This fairness in sports, I'm all for that. Fairness. I have a couple things in my mind. Probably will never go nowhere, but maybe you'll find equal value to it. We know this is wrong. If you're born a male, a man, you're born female, woman, you are that, just that. And them intermingling and this is nuts. Locker rooms, all these things. And that should be wiped off the slate. But where I'm going with this is really about the interaction and what it's going to do to the, women's sports. And I'm going to always recognize it as that and that only. If our government feels so strongly about doing something like this, why don't they take the step that's probably more needed? Mandate it for transgender only sports and end it. Leave the women alone. Let them compete between women against women. It's the only fair thing to do. It is. And no one will probably hear this, but I can at least vent it to you. But to me, all right, we can all figure out there is different lifestyles out there. There just are. Start making categories. It'll make things a lot easier. But there's no brilliance in that for you guys. Disruption of our lives is really the game plan. But if you hear what I'm saying, I don't know what your thoughts are, but I'm sure you're on board. That would be the only way I could think of making this justifiably correct. So please consider this. Maybe somebody can start something out there, hand it to me. I can do what I can from back here. So that's one of the issues I wanted to bring up with you guys tonight. I just think it's the right thing and the right way to go. In their own class. I mean, if you look at the weightlifting, come on. It's still man against woman. It really is. The boxing thing, I brought that up. That was horrific. This transgender person literally broke her side of her skull. And that's not approvable. That's not good. We need this. Create their own class. I don't care if you do it for male transgender versus, am I still in the same category with a woman trying to be a man? Transgenderal transgenderal I don't know. Make one for them too. I'm sure there's enough in the world that'll do it. So, and who wants to watch will watch, and who doesn't won't. But, we shouldn't have to deal with this. That's just crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, I'm not into this at all. So, hey, how's your Sunday anyway? Mine was pretty good. I had to go and work, do some plumbing. I know, not what you want to hear, but, real life is real life. I got something really disturbing. This is a true story. Comes out of West Virginia, Berkeley County. Special needs class. Some of you may have seen it, and again, it's worth a shot to this because this is a cause. This is a cause. And it's disturbing. So prepare yourself for a second here. Special needs class, and I don't know what brought this about, but a mother puts in her child's hair a hidden microphone device with, I guess, a little recorder or something. They make stuff so small now. I guess if you want it, you can get it. You can spy on the world. This proves it, and I'm glad in this case it's worked. I guess in communication with her children, and one child in particular, that there was something not right in the classroom. Something was going on. It was bad. And the mother put this mic in, sent the child to school. And when the child come home, I mean, very disturbing issues. Very disturbing issues. I want to refer back into what I wrote down here. I mean, I did make some notes. But what was occurring to this child, special needs, mind you, was threats to her body, like bodily harm, verbal abuse, teasing, in an inappropriate manner, and I don't mean in a misconduct sexual manner. I mean just inappropriately. And I heard the recording of it, and I heard the words, and it was just nuts that a child in a special needs class would go through this. Now, there were either 3 teachers or 3 instructors. I don't really know how they validated them as to who they were with the watchful eyes. So here you have a child that's being bullied by adults, and not just one. It was all of them involved in this network of special needs. I mean, what is this world coming to when you have these types of things happen and occur? There's no safety even in the school. So the mother did the right thing. In my mind, I would have done it too. Nah, I might have did something a little different. All hell might have broke loose at that school. But she was smart. She turned the stuff over. I guess she went to the head of the public education and whatnot. And although they did make a statement and they said they don't condone it, but they couldn't find anything wrong with what they did. That is not made up. That's what was said. As this breaks further, and you may see this to come, because this is true, Berkeley County, West Virginia, special needs class, child abuse, and all the categories it was laid out. Didn't want to give her food. I mean, she egged this poor child on. The child knew she was wanting things, and this, whoever it was, person, female, from the recording, what planet were you on, lady? I mean, really, what planet were you on? So anyway, getting back to what may or may not happen here. I don't know that part. But we can't have this going on in schools. And I spoke about schools yesterday, and all our essentials been out there forever, and they're complaining about their safety and whatnot, when we already have other schools working. Get over yourselves. I respect you. I stand up for you. But let's think with logic here and teach with respect and morals. Because what we have here is an example of just disgust. So, yeah, they're on some type of paid administrative leave. I don't know where it's going to go. If I hear anything, I'll pop it back in. But I thought it was a story that should be shared tonight. So I wanted to go with that. One other nice thing that may be going on. You know how we have drug-sniffing dogs, and they can pretty much find anything, even cancer in a person that doesn't even know they have it. Well, they taught these dogs now to identify COVID by using cans, kind of like on a merry-go-round device that they made. The dog goes around it, and where it picks up the scent of COVID, because evidently your body changes in smell. Bam, they got it. And I watched it, and I thought, wow, that could help. I don't think they got any down at the border right now because of what they're doing. You know, and I got something to say about that. It's coming right into this. But I'm not for that at all. No way. I mean, I understand coming out of the dog thing here and going into like open borders and the COVID tests and the positives, implanting entry points. It seems like they have a mission on everybody who is going to open up. I have a thought for all you people. Some of you's probably thought ahead of this, but you have National Guard, you have police departments in your own jurisdictions. They show up, put them on another bus, quarantine them, do the right thing. If you have room for them, fine. If you're against it like America's against this, I'd return them right to Washington, D.C., Pennsylvania Avenue and drop them off. Give them right back. Or take them back to the border. I mean, that's just my thought. That's what I would do. You know, drop and leave them here? No, come on. You think we would get a vote on any of this, which we never will. You know how that goes. So anyway, I would suggest you block off all the entry points. I mean, this is just me. And if I had the capability to do it, I would do this. If I could sit on those boards of the electors and say this is how it's going down, I'd fight for you people. to my last breath on that. I really would. So give it thought. Give it thought. That's what I would do. And back to the border and stuff here. With no containment, even when they come in, I think there's only like what I'm hearing now is possibly 72 hours. Uh, the first day, from what I understand, they just did an immediate ship, meaning transportation to location after getting their informations, and I guess they're going to get set up on our dime. So you know what to expect there. But they're going to pump these illegals into the states, and you have to stand up to this and figure out what's going to work best for you. Definitely. And like I said, better yet, put them back up in D.C. Let Joe have them. Here you go, Joe. Joe. Here you go, Joe. Again, getting back to Como, I just want to verify that today it came out that there's really near 13,000 just in his. I'm going to have more data probably by Tuesday that's going to really put a better picture of this together. But keep in mind this. Some states are not going to be like where Como's at up here. Some of them, we're never going to ever have true numbers. We're really not. We know that there were associations of heart attacks. They were just written COVID. Every hospital out there wanted these super bonuses that Trump promised out, and the ventilator machines to be used, and he supplied them, but yet paid them to hook them up to them, and they went a different direction. We know they patty caked the records, no doubt. They went for the big money. And something else that's funny, I spoke to a few medical people down in our area here. You might have this happen too. A lot of nurses are out of work. How busy is this pandemic, really? It's really weird, and we know that. But I think 17 states now. Wednesday, I think, will be totally free, but some businesses in Texas are keeping up signs saying that they would like for everybody to come in their stores still with a mask on. If you don't come in with it, I've been already told this, they don't even really enforce it, but some are going to. I guess that's their choice. But 17. So that's standing up for America. That's what it's about. I want to put this thought into your head. How about we defend the police more and defund Washington? I don't know how to do that, but I like the thought of it. You probably do too. We post all these things, and I get great ideas from them at times to share with you. But that's where I'm at, because it's still, they're changing a lot on the jurisdictional process for the police and how they interact with citizens. And I think we're just going to be paying people at some point to drive a car around, just show presence, but won't be able to really honor activity to protect the citizens. So, man, yeah, defend the hell out of the police and campaign in every way, shape, or form. I mean, you look at the stimulus that they're doing and all that stuff. 9 to 11% to come back, only to COVID, and everything else was self-interest and probably getting kickbacks for donations in the future for elections. These people got to get out. You know it. They got to get out. So anyway, defund Washington. Rah, rah, rah. That's where I'm going. All right, let me see what else I got here. Tonight's not real long, but I just wanted to check in because we did some changes. It's just happening that way. I hope you're enjoying some of, how we're getting across to you. And again, we do appreciate you checking us out here on the 10. All right, so let me read here. Yeah, okay. They're also talking about this COVID. Now, a lot of tonight, what I was doing with the COVID was kind of like all over the air. Medications and different things and mistakes and deaths and so forth. And Fauci's never right. I mean, his statements the other day were not even, they were more a theory than I felt that they were science when I listened to him. And now they're saying it just spreads in the air. And they're making airlines terminals go through all these new mandated air filtration systems. Hey, I guess in this day and age, we need that. We learned something from this, or did we? I don't know. Was all the information true? Seems like most of it was false in ways. But they're saying now that it just spreads in the air. Another fear factor. We know it spreads. It falls at some point, but they're making it out to seem like it will just continue to spread. And so there you have more BS, coming from those guys. Another interesting little thing here I found, tidbit. Well, actually a couple. We know Kerry is under scrutiny with, his lavish lifestyle and whatnot. And he married the Hines widow from Pittsburgh. He lives over in Fox Chapel, just right outside that window. Yeah, I'm his neighbor, and so to speak, maybe, if it's true. But he's got all these homes and cars and lavish lifestyle and whatnot. But there's a key point that I'm coming to with this. Gates, Carrie, very similar people doing very similar things, different levels. Gates is, I would think, much richer, actually. But they speak on how important climate control really is, but it's come to light, and all his investments are not of what they preach. It's by far what they preach. They preach this climate and green, and it's not even really true in their own lifestyle. They're preaching it. That's not where their investments are. Their investments are in basic machineries. Exxon, Chevron, JPEC, airlines, automotives. Every gas burner vehicle you could imagine, they're invested into millions and billions. And yet, they're worried about the ozone. They're worried about cloaking the sky and seeding, covering the sun, climate control. I mean, I think I heard once upon a time, Gates' jet burned like in an hour. It was an unbelievable number. I mean, thousands and thousands of gallons in an hour just to operate that thing that he runs 7 days a week for the most part. So here you are with these, and Carrie's the same way, flying all over the world all the time. I'm a busy man. I got to do it this way, yachts, everything. So here they are owning all this stuff, investing in the fossil fuels even. Really? Lead by example with your words. This really goes down that trail of bullshit. Okay, that's really what it comes down to. That's not even real stuff anymore. When your investments, and how we know this is true, the Gates Foundation tax files proved it. I guess they forgot to try to hide them. And they were. Guess what? You have been exposed. Yes, you have. And it's a pleasure for me to do that for you. But anyway, so here's where all their investments go. Everything they're telling us. And this is why the gas increases now are coming. This is why propane's starting to rise. Think about everything I just told you. So this may tell you a lot. So yeah, the Gates Foundation's tax files were found, and it shows all this right off the bat. Millions here, actually into the billions in some cases, and the automotive industry and new car buildings and so forth. So you could be driving in one of Gates' mobiles. I don't know, but his money's all over the place that way. I wouldn't believe anything that man says. Another funny thing. We thought China owned, like 150,000 acres of land. Well, guess what? Gates owns 243,000 acres. And they're talking about using the place. And the only thing that's come out so far, what that land will be used for, I think they pronounce it as biofuel. And what this is It's an enhanced, simulated breast milk that's about to hit the market. Not only that hitting the market, he'll have his hands in the green plant meat industry, non-meat industry, as well as synthetic growth meats, which they say are the same exact as meat. You buy a steak from the store, this looks the same way, we just grow it. No clue, but technology's weird. We know in the deep, dark state, our monies go everywhere. All these trillions missing have been covering it for years in many ways. And I'm sure the wealthy that are involved in the pharma and everything else can tinker in these kind of things. But breast milk, really? Okay. So that said, we now know he's more full of it than he's ever been before to preach on what he does, which we never trusted anyway. But this only confirms it. Bill Gates, Jim Carrey, whatever your name is, you've been exposed. All right. I got this from a post today. And I looked at it and I thought, wow, this is actually great. You know, it's really great. It means a lot. And I thought it had meaning and it was meaningful. And I didn't think it was exactly stated clear, so I changed the wordings. I hope I didn't like screw it up real bad here, but it's honorable, it's a good one. A true leader can walk with his people without fear, but the evil ones has to live in fear, surrounded by an army. I like that one. Anybody get it? Washington right now, capital, evil, fear. You guys got it, right? Anyway, did I tell you we are the 10, and this is 10 o'clock talks. We talk nightly for a little bit every night. Try to keep you hooked up into the world events. Really wish we could come out here and just joke, you know, play some music and chill out, but there's still so much going on, and I don't see an ending real soon. So keep strength, you know. Stand for America. Stand, and I know you are. I have a lot of people out there I talk to daily. And hello, Megan Driscoll, if I didn't mention you. All right. Something else I thought was interesting. And this may have been out there. Maybe I just caught this now. But even Land O'Lakes, and it's always been a great butter product, you know. They had the nice little 1 pound thing, and they had the trees and shrubbery, and in the middle they had, I carved one of these, an Indian. And he's standing there, I guess. You know, it's kind of the setting to their logo. Well, he's been removed. So, yeah. Land O'Lakes butter takes the Indian off the label, and Land O'Lakes kept the land. Sound familiar? Sound familiar? It's happened before, right? Anyway, keep in mind, we can start impeachment processes and keep pressuring, because exposure to these people is their worst nightmare. They want you to shut your mouth. And that's why I really believe they're putting all this stuff out in the narratives. And that might be why the news is starting to say, hey, I got children too. And this is getting really messy. And I don't know, but keep your eye on it, because something really, there's a vibe of something different. I pick up on things. I think I'm pretty receptive that way. You can't impeach a movement. We can stay strong, you know? We are here to stay. That's what I think we need to build a better foundation on. I know many of you have, but I talked to 3 people today. I'm not going to get into names. I have 1 really positive conversation and 2 negative, and I get where they're at. This has been hard on a lot of people, and that's why I'm pushing and trying to motivate good life and everything for yourself. I mean, go out and walk, exercise, feel good, keep positive. Listen to music, too. Music heals. You know, put on that favorite album that you used to listen to, or maybe you even forgot to even do it lately, and I'm just reminding you now. Do it, you know? Live free. Get ready to use that in barbecues. The stimulus is going to come, but it has to go through a Senate right now. It looks like it's all going to pass. I'm against it totally. But I know a lot of people need the measly 10% coming back, although there's supposed to be a possibility of a third check, another check to follow, maybe, if I heard that right. I didn't do a lot of work today because I had to run out and do some plumbing and a scenario. But I know I'm as close as I can be for you that way. And just live life good. I mean, go see a band, really, you know? See if mom and dad can watch the kids if they can for an hour or two. Don't go out for the whole night, but go out and live, have a drink for an hour and just, breathe. Support these small businesses. And even if you just take a ride through the old neighborhood, go down to where you came from, see where your roots are. And look what's in front of us. Look what they're throwing at us. And I know you'll be more fired up to come home and look at the whole picture probably more clearly. It's not going to change any. But in those short moments that you have for yourself and with your wife or by yourself or on your hog or in your beautiful convertible antique car or something, just go live. Don't let this control you. We're in a state that's bad. Their idealism is a control mechanism. It's all about what's up there. And, I don't listen to it. I'll tell them right to their face. I don't listen to it. I'm telling them right now to their face if they're looking at me. I ain't listening to it. That's not my life. You don't own my life. I have rights, and I'm going to live it my way. I don't have a fear like some people have. It almost came out wrong. I'm glad I caught myself. And it wouldn't have been bad either way, but that's just where I'm at with it. One other thing. I posted some things about 9/11 yesterday. It went really well. I mean, a lot of people commented. A couple of people said, hey, you guys are idiots, and all that. But I just want to, for anybody out there listening that made comments, I didn't write people's names down or anything like that. I thought it was fun. I thought it was a lot of truth. And I challenge anybody out there to give me a call or do some call-ins, and we can talk about that any Sunday you want, So you guys think about that. And again, I do appreciate there was a lot of comments that went back and forth between me and them, but live open mic would be so much better. So let me lay that out there for you. And I hope you will enjoy what I got coming up Wednesday. I'm going to do a replacement for Wednesday with the Sunday offset that we do, where it's like everything paranormal, or is it something else? But it's not always about paranormal. And it hasn't been because it's a new structure anyway. But it's going to be a lot of theory and good debate. And that's good for the mind, too. It'll heal the mind versus total up and down flip of the screen. I know I do it. And then I wind up hitting all these things. And it's like reject. You just ask for 100 friends. And I do it by mistake. I met a young lady that way, actually. And she chewed me out. She's like, well, why did you want to be my friend? It's like, it was kind of an accident, which it was. But you could have canceled it. I was just trying to get off the page to stop it. I didn't even, at the time, realize how to do it. But anyway, yeah. So one other thing I want to get into here, and this is real strange. This is coming to light that over on Epstein's Island was a former military submarine base. And I hear it's pretty strange. There's actually a submarine there. So I don't know how this is actually all breaking. I'll get more information on that for you. But guess who's right next door? Joe's Island. There's a connection here somewhere how these people got these islands. I'm sure of it. Whether it was old U.S. military places, I don't know. But it could be very possible that's what's going on. We know that there are some locations out there that exist, may not be in total use or 100% usable now due to age, but they're there. So that's a strange one. Epstein's Island, cover-up of a military base. Weird. All right, let me see what else I got here. Yeah. I got sent this tonight by my girl Beth. She comes up with some really interesting stories. And I didn't have a lot of time, like I said, to put this stuff together, but check this out, look for it. And I believe I have the articles and everything. If you hit me up, I'll send it to you or I'll try to post it. It seems there was a leaker who got a hold of some papers in audio of the former Obama officials in the White House, which would have been Joe, Mr. Obama, and friend, his wife, and Hillary, paid off $152 billion to cover up the SEAL Team 6 deaths. It's just all resurfaced, and there is a paper trail and audio tapes that ties it to the top executives during that period. And you have just been exposed. I'm enjoying that. So anyway, if you need it from me, I do have it. I do. Anyway, it's Sunday night, and I know you guys got a life out there. We're going to upload this. We only did Facebook tonight. I didn't want to come out here and do a lot, and rant all night. I wanted it to be kind of like cool, good information. Again, I want to thank everybody who's checked in with us, and the numbers have been really good. I'm glad to grow, and I'm glad you're helping us do that. Anything you may want posted, anything you guys may have interest in, I have a lot of time. At times, I can put a lot of things together. So, and we have help here. Excuse me. So that all helps out. What can we do for you? That's what I want to ask you. We are a voice here for you. What can we do for you? Sometimes you're not so verbal. I just do what I do. Give me some input. I'd appreciate it. It's Sunday, March 7th, 2021 from Pittsburgh. Again, we thank you. We are the 10 at 10 o'clock talks, and we appreciate you very, very much. You're really helping us out. You're making an old man happy. Hello, Pittsburgh. Hello, America. Remember, don't judge me. I won't judge you. Have a great night. Take care.